And as the theme of this year's Nelson Mandela International Day reminds us, combating poverty and inequality is in our hands. We can choose to eradicate poverty. We can choose to end inequality. We can choose to transform the international economic and financial system in the name of equity. We can choose to fight racism, respect human rights, combat climate change, and create a world that works for all humanity.
This year, as UNODC, we are calling for the universal practical application of these rules via the campaign Prisoners Matter. I think my colleagues have been encouraging all of us to post on our social media platforms with the hashtag Prisoners Matter. Prisoners matter because their treatment affects all of us. Our safety, public health, community resources, and the social cohesion of our societies. But fundamentally, prisoners matter because they are people. Prisoners' rights are human rights. Prison reform is not a matter of policy. It is a moral imperative. It is about recognizing the inherent worth of every individual, regardless of the past mistakes they've made, ensuring that our societies provide opportunities for redemption and growth. It is about breaking the cycle of poverty and criminalities and building communities that are safe, just, and inclusive.
Today, as we commemorate Nelson Mandela International Day, we are reminded of the urgent need for prison reforms and the pursuit of justice for all. Nelson Mandela, a global icon of peace and freedom, spent 27 years of his life imprisoned for fighting against apartheid.
To decongest Nigerian Correctional Service. The infrastructure of the service too has been greatly improved. If you visit Kuje Custodial Center now, you will not know that you are in Kuje Custodial Center. You think it's a 5-star hotel. Kudos to the minister.
We want to also talk about non-custodial sentencing. I mentioned it in Nigeria as well, that we really need to work on our non-custodial sentencing. It's extremely important for us to do this because that is the only way we can totally decongest the prison. That is the only way. Minor and complicated offenses can be dealt with without being incarcerated, without being sent to custodial centers.
What do we do to make sure that most of these inmates are really reformed? First of all, in Ninth Assembly, we were able to come up with Correction Service Trust Fund. We passed it. It was translated to the president, but it could not ascend to law. The extent of this Correction Service Trust Fund in the sense that there will be a revolving fund for all the correction service in the country, in which both the medical, the welfare, the feeding, and all the inmates can be taken care of. I want to shock you that the total budget of the whole correction service in capital is 14 billion. What can 14 billion do when you have almost about 260 something correction custodian center? And this is the aspect we looked in private participation in what UNODC are doing in most of correction service, especially in Borno State. So I have to commend the UNODC, all their staffs, and what you are doing. Nigeria, thank you and God bless us.